Right. The next one's called a leg thread.
Okay.
A leg thread. Very similar to the roll. But maybe sometimes when I come up, I can't turn because the guy's holding the leg or whatever. So from here, I can take this leg underneath and sit back. You can also just go in a little circle. Thread, bring the leg up, leg thread. See what I'm doing? I'm just taking that leg underneath. So what would be the combat application of this? Let's say, for example, Mike is holding me down from the cross side. Yeah, maybe he's holding me like this. And I'm trying to, coming in, but maybe he's holding his leg. And I can't get the leg through. But I can take this leg underneath and roll. See where I'm at? Now I can come to here. So it gives me a chance to escape a guy that's holding me and holding the leg.
Okay.
Normally, right? Lay down, please, Michael. A lot of times people will hold like this, but there's a lot of people that will hold like this, or they'll hold like this. And maybe normally he would want to do and just bring me and put me in the guard, right? But what if he's holding the leg here? So he bridges into the same leg, but now he takes this leg underneath and he does the leg thread and out he comes. So it's just another escape.
Okay.
And we use that almost as much as we use the other one. It's called a leg thread. Let me see you do that
Yeah,
one.
cool.
Another great warm-up.
Right. So I'm here. I'm here.
So bring one leg under the other.
All right. Do I?
Under, yes. And keep going, keep going. Flatten out on your belly. Yes, sir. And then if you want, you can come back to your knees.
Okay. Oh,
Just
here.
slide back.
Right.
Now this is a skill unto itself. When I'm here like this, you can just learn to sit back.
Right.
Sit back.
Just work.
Just right back to your knees. So it's one of those basic movement patterns.
Yeah.
And this is what I teach first. You know, it doesn't make sense to teach complex skills until you get the movement patterns.
Yeah.
And I always use these as warm-ups.
Okay.
I don't do them all at once, obviously, in every class, but I do a couple. And then we do the applicable combat-related movement with the movement pattern.
Okay.
Let me see you do it again, please.
Cool. All right. So I'm here. I'm gonna
You
try.
move good.
So I'm here, and then what am I doing with my head before I thread the leg? Am I turning it here,
Yeah.
like that?
Yep. You
Okay.
turn the
I'm
head
here.
and bring the leg through, and you can just turn.
Okay.
The exercise, you just turn in circles.
Turn. So,
Some people call this the star exercise because you can also bring your arms through.
okay.
Nice. The star version of this would be like, as it's coming through, I'm taking my arm and leg through. You see, I'd be holding your hips like a star, and then I come back through, and the arm comes through. I can hold your waist to your knees so that you couldn't like pile drive the knee to my head. I still have nightmares of, who was it, Mark Kerr.
Yeah.
Took this punishing knees to the head.
Yeah.
In the
He was
old,
turtled up in
the
Pride,
old,
right?
in the old Pride. Oh
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
the guy was holding him in the top of his head and just.
Yeah. Well, I remember the old Prides. A lot of the Gracies doing these kicks. You know, I think I remember Hoist kicking Sakuraba. You know, a lot of that stuff.
just basic
And then
stuff.
Getting up. Yeah.
They basically used. If you want to see a real good example of basic jiu-jitsu, Gracie jiu-jitsu, look at Kron. Look at his fights in Ryzen.
Right.
He fought that very famous Olympic wrestler, Kid Yamamoto.
Yeah.
A very good wrestler.
Very good.
And he beat him with basic Gracie, what we're doing now.
Yeah.
And then, you know, when he went into the UFC, his first debut, he used classic jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. That's Hickson's son, Kron.
That's Hickson's.
You watch his jiu-jitsu, it's just technical, man. He just,
Very technical.
He's just, every little thing is perfect, and those guys
Everything's
don't know what to
perfect.
do. And then 30 seconds later, they're submitted.
And he learned it from arguably one of the greatest jiu-jitsu practitioners that ever lived, Hickson.
Hickson, right.
Right up there with Kimura. And you got to give Maeda credit, the guy that taught the Gracies originally in South America.
Right. You gotta
And basically, it was judo, old judo. They're not like the Olympic style.
Right. Okay.
Modern judo, unfortunately, has lost a lot of its combative effectiveness, just like modern BJJ has lost a lot of its combative effectiveness.
Because of the rules and the
Because
point
of the
systems
rules and
of
the points
competitions.
and,
so
you
with
know,
judo, the ground fighting went out.
And in jiu-jitsu, they just throw themselves on the ground and start playing.
Right.
So
Both aren't realistic for real combat.
Gracie jiu-jitsu is in between.
Okay.
We still do the stand-up, we still do the ground, but we still practice against knife, gun, stick. And that was in the old judo that Maeda taught the Gracies.
They would practice against knife attacks and
They
gun
did
attacks.
everything.
Really? Okay.
Even now, a lot of the Gracie certified instructors, someone will have a knife hidden on the gi, and you'll be rolling, all of a sudden they'll say knife, and I pull out the knife, and you got to defend.
Really?
Oh, it's like, wow, you're
mean, yeah.
hard. Even though you know it's just a game, woo, you get some adrenaline.
Scary. When I watch the stuff they're putting out from Torrance, that's Henner and Huron, right? Yeah, they pull out the guns, and it's like, at first it makes me uncomfortable because they're very comfortable with guns.
Dude, in America, it's the gun.
I know, it's
Here
realistic.
in the UK, it's the knife.
It's the knife, yeah.
Usually in the EU, you got to be concerned about people with
Knives.
knives or sticks,
Right.
which are actually, I
More
think,
dangerous?
More dangerous.
Knife can be more dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, even knife experts will tell you, even if a guy that knows how to use a knife, you're dead.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Pretty much dead, yeah.
You're dead. But a person that doesn't know how to use a knife, you have a chance.
Right.
It's just like in self-defense, right? If a guy really knows how to fight, if he's like a professional MMA guy, you're going to get your butt kicked. But who picks street fights? It's usually guys that aren't like professional level. It usually is laymen. And jiu-jitsu was created to defend businessmen, housewives, mothers, professional people, people that are non-athletes or non-competitors, how to defend themselves in realistic street confrontations against laymen, not like your typical hoodlum thug mugger.
Yeah.
And you can do that quite well with these techniques.
And it favors the small guy, right?
And it favors, well,
'cause
Elliot Gracie is
Elliot Gracie,
148 pounds soaking wet.
yeah, people don't realize he was a small
Very
guy.
small, very small.
But he fought the big guys.
He
didn't
fought some big guys. And he really proved the efficiency of this jiu-jitsu. It's kind of like judo developed into the Olympic sport it is today. And I'm not denigrating it. I've worked with many judo guys. Wow, you got to be a super athlete.
Definitely.
But you got to be pretty athletic to really get to the higher levels.
Right.
A lot of power, a lot of strength.
To do those throws. and
Still
things.
using a lot of technique, but, you know, it lost a lot of its street effectiveness.
Whereas
I'm not saying that
jiu-jitsu-
it can't be effective, it's just lost a lot of it. Whereas in Brazil, jiu-jitsu was like a little time capsule. What they commonly refer to as judo and jiu-jitsu and judo were like almost, you know, the same thing. And it was like a little time capsule. And all of the original Japanese self-defense techniques are in the Brazilian jiu-jitsu. But Elliot Gracie polished it up and created a teaching style.
Yeah,
benefit teaching.
my 8-year-old daughter started training jiu-jitsu, and this girl could choke me unconscious, and sometimes she didn't know any better, and she'd like choke her grandma out
Oh, yeah.
before they'd know it.
You got to be careful with the little kids.
I know, she's 30
Because
kilos.
a lot of these kids, they have, you know, the little hands and the little arms. It doesn't take any strength to make a person pass out.